everyone who are not speaking to turn off or silence their noise making devices so it doesn't disturb the person who is speaking. I request everyone to refrain from speaking on sex, politics, and religion. Well, do keep your video on so that we can feel the energy. And whoever is not speaking, please be on audio mute. Please keep your audio on mute. With that, let's begin the meeting today and let me hand over the session to our presiding officer, Sandhya. Over to you, presiding officer.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Saurabh. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to meeting number 125 of BKC Fireflies. This meeting is different from regular meetings, and you will soon come to know why and how it is different. But before I speak about the meeting, let me speak about something that I'm sure most of you have been tracking and are looking forward to. There is something happening this Sunday. What is it that's happening this Sunday? Anyone?
India final.
India is in the World Cup finals, absolutely. But before we have the finals, what is happening?
We are having a speech marathon.
Evaluation contest.
We're having a speech contest. Yes, BKC Fireflies is organizing its evaluation speech contest on Sunday morning, please note, so that we finish off well in time and then we can be glued to our screens to watch India play. We don't know who, Australia or South Africa, in the World Cup finals. That's a great achievement. And I have noticed that there is always a lot that one can learn from sports and from sports people. It's not been an easy journey for India to be playing so well in this World Cup. We all of us know how well India has been playing so far, and we just hope that it continues that winning streak on Sunday as well. And one person who has been doing extremely well is none other than the team's skipper, Rohit Sharma. Some of you probably know his background, but for those who do not or who don't fully know, Rohit Sharma comes from an extremely humble background. He comes from the city where BKC is located. He comes from a western suburb of Mumbai, Borivali. And it was not in his, he does not come from a family that plays sports or cricket. But somebody in his family noticed that he was good at bowling. And that is when that person encouraged his father to get him admitted to a school called Swami Vivekananda International School in Borivali that encourages sports. Now, Rohit Sharma and his family could not put the money together to get him into that school. So this person called Mr. Dinesh Lad, who was his then coach, somehow arranged for the money, also convinced the school to waive at least some part of the school fee, and thus he got admission to that school. Now, once he got admitted there, everyone noticed how good he was at the game, and everybody vouched for Rohit Sharma. Unfortunately, when the time came for the under-16 selection of the cricket team for Mumbai, Rohit Sharma missed out on it. Yes, he missed out on it. But he got lucky the next year because the rules changed. And from under 16, it became under 17. So Rohit Sharma got another chance to get selected for the team. And the next year he did. And that shows us that one must not give hope. Even if you fail at the first attempt, there are always going to be multiple attempts after that when one can succeed. He thus got selected in the under-17 Mumbai team and then went on to play. Again, when he was playing his first international match, this was, I think, against South Africa. Again, he didn't get a chance to play. He was not in the playing 11, although he went for the match. And then again, luck intervened. Yuvraj Singh, who was then one among the top players, got injured. And hence Rohit Sharma got a chance. And he proved himself in the match by taking a half century. And that is how Rohit Sharma's international cricket history began. Now he is leading the Indian team at the 2023 One Day International Cricket World Cup. And Rohit Sharma, we all of us have seen, has only grown from strength to strength. And he is not the only sports person from whom we can take inspiration. As I said, there are so many people around from whom we can take inspiration. But there is one thing that Rohit Sharma believes in: never do negative self-talk. Always talk positive about yourself, and that will eventually happen. And that is the message or thought that I want you all to have today. Always think positive. The evaluation contest and the contest season in general is coming up. Even if you're doing it for the first time, even if you have done it many times, be positive about it. You never know what will happen. Just be at it and you can do wonders. Whatever it may be in life, one should never lose hope. Sometimes luck can intervene, but you should constantly keep working towards your goal and you will eventually achieve success. And that is what Rohit Sharma today is showing us. He's worked really hard to get his team here at this stage. And let's hope the cup remains in India. On that note, I see a number of guests here who are attending our meeting today, and I would like to speak to them. I see Kumar Mahindra. Hello, Mr. Kumar Mahindra. Can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. How are you doing, sir, and what brings you here to the meeting?
Good. I am from District 102, Malaysia.
Okay, lovely.
But nevertheless, I'm an Indian-born Malaysian.
Okay. So what brought you here to BKC Fireflies meeting?
Well, I was going through my internet, my WhatsApp, and I just pressed one button, and I knew your club meeting was on.
Okay, lovely, lovely. So, Mr. Kumar, have you been following the Cricket World Cup even in Malaysia?
Well, I used to play cricket during my younger days, but now nothing of the games I follow. I don't waste my time following
Okay.
games.
So what is the one sport that you play or you follow?
No sports.
No sports. What are your hobbies then, besides public speaking?
Well, community service.
Wonderful, wonderful. So are you
I'm
involved with any NGO?
Yes, I'm involved with the NGO known as the Apex Club,
Okay,
a service organization, community service organization, which was founded in Australia.
all right.
I've been a
And
member of it since for the last 50 years.
and what does the organization do?
Well, we do community service, like helping out the needies where we can, raise funds for school students scholarship or bursary funds for their schooling, and families that are needing something. Like our blood donation campaign is one good example, where we make sure at least we donate about 100 pints per session.
Lovely. That's very impressive work, Toastmaster Kumar. And I'm glad that you are here to attend our meeting, and I hope that you will enjoy the rest of the meeting. Thank you for speaking
Yes,
with us.
for your information, I come from District 102, Malaysia,
Yes, yes, I got that.
and the club
Yes.
and the club is.
Welcome to a club in District 98.
Thank you. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I also see distinguished Toastmaster Lancy here. Good evening, Toastmaster Lancy. How are you doing? Welcome back to BKC Fireflies.
Precisely, it's been a while, and I was surfing through the WhatsApp. Came across Toastmasters of Mumbai. There was a whole lot of stuff in there, and suddenly I saw BKC Fireflies, and I thought, okay, let the fire fly out here. might as well raise a storm and join in. So I decided, I just finished my yoga and Zoom 6:30. I saw it in the Google Calendar and I plugged in. I'm here just to say hello, be an observer, and I'll sit for a while. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Absolute pleasure to have you here again. In fact, in the last meeting also we had somebody from Dada Toastmasters joining us. And it's a coincidence that again we have someone from Dada Toastmasters at our meeting. Welcome, and we are looking forward to getting some feedback from you at the end of the meeting. Thank you very much. I also see Taha and Saad. Hi, Taha and Saad. Would you like to talk to us and tell us about yourselves? You'll have to unmute yourself. I can't hear you.
I'm in my Spider-Man dress.
Oh, wow. You are in your Spider-Man costume. I should call you Spider-Man then. Are you Peter Parker? Is that your name?
No. Yes. Sorry. Yes, sorry.
Is your name Peter Parker or is your name Taha?
My name is Taha.
Your name is Taha, Peter Parker. Okay, so we have Taha who's become Spider-Man. So Taha, tell us, what do you like about Spider-Man?
Sorry?
What do you like about
What do you
Spider-Man?
like about Spider-Man?
Spider-Man have the ability to fly like a superhero. When it flies, like when it shoots his web, so he was just flying like the superheroes.
Very nice.
And save the world.
Absolutely, Taha. And when you grow up, let's also hope that you will do something like Spider-Man. Maybe not fly, I don't know, but you can fly high, maybe become a pilot and fly. But let's hope you help everyone when you grow up, just like Toastmaster Kumar does now.
I will save the world.
Thank you. That's so lovely. Yes, I'm sure you will do that. So all the best to you, Taha, and thank you for joining.
Well, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. Can I also talk to Saad? Hi, Saad.
Hi.
Hi, Saad. Is this the first Toastmaster meeting that you're attending?
No.
You've attended other meetings?
Yes, I have attended 2 more.
Wow. Do you like these meetings? Do you enjoy them?
Yes.
What do you know about Toastmasters? Tell me, Saad, and what do you like about it? Tell me one thing.
I know that it is an organization.
Yes.
And
Do you like listening to other people speak?
I like public speaking.
You like public speaking. Wow, that is excellent, Saad. And I hope we will get a chance to speak to you more later during the meeting. Yes, so please stay on. Don't leave the meeting before it ends, okay? Same with you, Taha. I also see Taha. Is that your sister with you? Who is with you?
Yes, she's
That's
my
your
sister.
Hi. What's your name?
My name is Hania.
Hania. Hi, Hania. How are you doing?
Good.
You're doing well. Thank you. Hania, tell us something about yourself. What do you like about school?
I love my class teacher so
You
much.
like your class teacher. Nice. What's her name?
Saira.
Saira. Nice. Thank you, Hania, for speaking to us. Thank you, all three of you, for joining us in today's meeting. And I'm guessing it's Hina with the three of you. Can I speak to Hina? Hina, is it possible to talk to you?
Sorry, can you repeat the?
Hina, no, I was just wondering if we could speak to you for a bit.
Okay.
So what brings you here, Hina, and your lovely kids to the meeting today?
I saw the message of Sai in the group, in Toastmasters Worldwide group, and I joined, and I joined the meeting here in multiple times before,
Yes, I
and I
remember.
took part. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope that you enjoy the meeting again, Hina.
Yeah, inshallah.
I'm sure you did that in the past. That's why you're back. So
Yeah.
I hope you continue to enjoy the meeting, and we hope to hear your feedback at the end.
Definitely, yeah.
So thank you, all the guests, for joining us. I think it's now time to hand over to the person who I would describe as extremely brave, and somebody who has shown an extremely competitive spirit. She is a recent Toastmasters at BKC Five Flies. In fact, this is the first time that she has taken up the role or as the Toastmaster of the day, the most important role in any Toastmasters meeting, without any uh, without any sorts of hesitation. She volunteered to do this role, so that shows how spirited and how motivated she is. Before she joined this club, she was a Toastmaster at another club for a while, but she is in general a recent Toastmaster. So kudos to her spirit and her bravery to take up this role. She works for Accenture, and she really likes contests of Toastmaster. She loves competing in contests, and she obviously likes public speaking, and that is why she is here. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests, let me now give the platform to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nidhi Jajda. Nidhi, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sandhya, for such a lovely introduction. It is my pleasure to serve as the Toastmaster of the day today. For those who are attending the Toastmaster meeting for the first time, you can think me as the host of your evening. So let's begin. Before introducing the theme of the day, let me explain the agenda of the meeting to the guest of the day. Since it's a mock evaluation contest, as most of you know, a typical Toastmaster meeting comprises of 3 segments like prepared speech, table topics, and evaluation segment. However, today's meeting is going to be different. Today, we have an evaluation marathon where we have one prepared speech, which will be then evaluated with the 5 different evaluators. In other words, there will be no table topic segment. This would be a preparatory round for all the members who are gearing up for the evaluation contest this Sunday. Let me call upon and introduce a key role player today who would be assisting me in conducting today's meeting. That our timer, Toastmaster Jinal. Toastmaster Jinal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nidhi. Blessed is the man who makes short speeches, for he shall be invited to speak again. And I am just here to help develop the skill of keeping time. The mock evaluation contest, for the contestants, you need to speak for a minimum of 1 minute 30 seconds to qualify. And at 2 minutes, I will show the green card. At 2.5 minutes, I will put up the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will put up the red card. The maximum time you can speak is 3 minutes 30 seconds. And for the test speaker, I will keep in mind the test speaker's timing and also share that just so that you have that as an input for your evaluation. So best wishes to all our contestants, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Nidhi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jinal. Before we start with the prepared speech, let me talk about the theme of the day. Today's theme is embracing our inner child. Considering the theme of the day, I would like to tell you a short story about Toastmaster Sai, which is a fictional character being in my story. Once upon a time, in this bustling metropolis, there lived a man called Sai, which is originated from Jamshedpur and has spent most of his adult life immersed in the demands of his career. Sai's childhood memories were like in distant echoes and fading away in the hustle and bustle of his busy life and building Squad GPT. But one day, an unexpected letter arrived at his doorstep. The letter adorned with the playful illustrations of balloons and smiling suns, which was an invitation to a childhood joy festival. In truth, Sai decided to attend with the feeling of tinge of excitement and curiosity that has been long been buried beneath the layers of the responsibilities. Sai went to these colorful festivals. He saw a lot of happy people and heard some fun music. He liked a carousel with special animals, and it reminded him of his old times. The music reminded him of the times where he used to giggle, smile, and laugh and had no responsibilities. Before telling what happened next, let us start with the prepared speech round and the test speaker of the day. She's attempting her pathway presentation mastery. Timer, please note that duration should be 5 to 7 minutes. Let's do the audio video check for the speaker. Toastmaster Amruta, are you able to?
I need to share my screen first.
Yeah.
Just one second.
Audible and visible?
Yeah.
One minute. Good.
Nidhi, if you have host controls, is it possible for you to let me share screen?
Jinal, this is Sai. Let me handle that conversation. Is it possible for you to use your background to set the time, or do you want to share your screen? Because if you share your screen, then the speaker becomes very small. It's difficult to sort of see.
Okay, just one second. Sai, I'm not able to figure this. Is it possible for you to pin me as just pin my window up there so Amrita can see a small square? Will that help?
It's okay. You can share your screen. It's not a problem. But in general, that's fine. You can share your screen now.
Or I can pin Jinal, sorry.
But she'll still have to change her background, which she's not able to do.
Okay.
So, Jinal, what do you plan to do?
Amrita, are you able to see the screen? Amrita?
Yes. I can able to see the screen.
It's green now. Yeah, can you see that, right?
Yes, yellow, red.
Yeah, okay.
Good to go?
Yeah, good from my end.
So, fine. Let's call off the test speaker of the day, Toastmaster Amruta. Yoga, a way of life. Yoga, a way of life, Toastmaster Amruta.
Once upon a time, a girl decided to take up the practice of yoga. And her mother was convinced this was just a ply to avoid study. Fast forward 13 years later, that girl is still practicing yoga. I'm sure you have guessed. Yes, that girl was me. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. Let me ask you a question. Where is our soul reside? Anyone just unmute and answer. Where is our soul reside? Just unmute and answer.
No shoes.
Very funny, but anyone?
Soul resides in the mind and the unconscious, subconscious mind actually.
Somewhat correct. Our soul resides in our body and mind. So it's our responsibility to our to clean our body and mind, not only externally but internally as well. But can we clean our mind internally? Is there any medicine available in the world to clean our mind? Anyone? Just raise your hand, yes or no.
No.
No, right? However, you can clean your mind by practicing yoga. Let me tell you little about myself before I talk more on yoga. I'm a yoga practitioner since 2010. I'm a certified yoga teacher and yoga natural therapist. I'm also faculty of yoga at Yoga Vidyaniketan Vashi and also a member of Indian Yoga Association. Nowadays, we have seen awareness about yoga everywhere. But if you are thinking yoga is all about asanas, then you are mistaken. Yoga is not only about asanas. It's all about how you live your life, how you do little things in your life. It's not only on the mat, but it's all about off the mat too. It brings big changes in your life. So, what is exactly yoga is? According to great yogi Maharshi Patanjali defines yoga as yoga chitta vritti nirodha. It means yoga is the removal of fluctuations in the mind. According to Lord Krishna, samatvam yoga uchyate. It means yoga is a balanced state. Yoga is a way of life. When I started
Amrita, your audio is not loud enough.
Am I audible? Am I
Yes.
audible? So when I started in 2010, I was 19-year-old and I had a very bad result in my 12th standard. And at my place, continuous discussion happened on my career that was disturbing. There was so much pain after disappointing my parents. And as a 19-year-old, I didn't know how to handle that situation. So I decided to distract my mind. But now you ask me why only yoga? There were many funny reasons. Yoga Bhavan is near to my place. My parents did not give me money to do something else, and yoga classes were free. And third, there was little bit curiosity as well. When I went to Yoga Bhavan, I realized no one is curious about my 12th mark. No one asking me about my caste, religion, gender, profession, nothing. And I felt equal. That is first yogic teaching, which is upeksha, means equanimity. They only asked me one question: do you have any medical condition? I felt compassionate. And that is second yogic teaching. It means compassion, it means karuna. When I started practicing with other participants, they treated me like a family. And that is third yogic teaching, which is maitri, means karuna. And last, being on the mat for 2 hours every day till date taught me discipline, dedication, and most important, self-love. For doing something good for myself every day give me immense joy. That is fourth yogic teaching, mudita, means joy. And there are many stories like mine in our institute. Let me share one story with you all. One student came to our institute. Her name is Nima. She had a paralytic stroke. She was able to walk, but there was no movement in her left side. And after coming for almost 6 months, now she is able to move her fingers, her elbow, wrist, knee joint. Not like us, but there is improvement. And it's only because she has a faith in yoga. Because yoga is not like a gym you go for a week or months and you suddenly started feeling changes in your body. Yoga is slow. It requires your patience. After practice for months and years, then only you know the essence of yoga. And there are many students came to our institute having back pain, knee pain, some injury. But my question here is that why should we wait for this kind of incidents in our life? Let's start today, let's start now. And I am going to tell you today one meditation technique, which is Omkar Jap Sadhana. I request each and everyone, please switch on your camera, unmute yourself for a minute. We do Omkar Jap Sadhana, we chant Om, O 1/3, Ma 2/3. For that, just sit comfortably. Spine should be red, shoulders bent back, chin parallel to the ground, eyes closed, facial muscles relax, shoulder relax, abdomen completely relax. Take a deep inhalation. Om. Keep your eyes closed. Feel the positive vibration throughout your body and mind. Now slowly open your eyes with a gentle smile on your face. Omkar Jap Sadhana helps you to manage your stress. It helps you to balance your emotion. I request each and everyone to start your yoga journey with this Omkar Jap Sadhana meditation technique and practice according to your body capacity. Now I conclude my speech with one shloka. युक्तहार विहारस्य युक्तचिष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः. This is verse 17 chapter 6 from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It means those who temperate in eating and recreation, balanced in work, regulated in sleep, can mitigate all sorrows by practicing yoga. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amruta. It was a very enlightened session and very helpful for the folks like us who are constantly ahead of the screens and working day and night. We'll make sure that we will get some motivation to do yoga. Let's take a pause for a minute. Timer, please note down the timings. For evaluators, you can go to the separate. We'll make sure that you are into different breakout rooms. Let's take a pause for the minute.
Nidhi, they can be in this room for now. We'll move
Okay.
to that room when the
While
evaluation.
evaluating. Okay, fine. So let's have a pause for 5 minutes. Time starts now.
5 minutes to complete the evaluation you are asking.
Yeah, sorry, Jinal, you were saying something?
5 minutes to complete the evaluations are up.
Okay. Master Sai, can we continue?
Yes. Now we can move the contestants to the breakout room.
Yeah, okay. So the first evaluator, other than first, rest all should be in the breakout rooms.
Yes. Let me assign them to the breakout room now.
Okay.
Contestants, please join the breakout room. Please move to the breakout room.
Are we good to go?
Because one of Mahesh's devices needs to be in the breakout room. Yep, I think we're good to go now. All the contestants have been moved to the breakout room.
All right. So let me call upon the first evaluator. She is an economist by profession and enjoy working with the numbers. But she's also the heart and the queen of our Toastmasters Club. Please welcome you all, Toastmaster Sandhya, our first evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, and a very good evening, especially to our target speaker, Toastmaster Amruta. Toastmaster Amruta, I have heard or I have read that yoga is the journey of the self from the self to the self. And this is what the Bhagavad Gita says. But today, I will dare to say that you did not restrict this journey of yoga to yourself, but you brought it to all of us here in the meeting room. And that's the first thing that I loved about your speech. When you started your speech, you started with asking questions to the audience. You made us one with your speech. Even when you concluded, you made sure that all of us did that meditation. I especially enjoyed it, even if it was just for a few seconds. It really made me relaxed. And that is what I loved. It was not a monologue, even though it was a speech. It showed that you are extremely comfortable with the audience. The second thing that I loved about your speech were your hand gestures. When you were describing the story about the person who couldn't move her fingers, for example, you showed how she couldn't move her fingers. And that was very clear. Also, throughout your speech, you kept moving your hands, and that showed that you were very confident about the speech and you're very expressive. But third thing that I liked was you did not flutter, even though there was a small technical glitch during the speech. You continued your speech with ease, and that again showed how comfortable you are as a speaker. Your gestures, your interaction with audience goes to show that you are extremely comfortable on the stage. I have also a couple of recommendations though. One recommendation that I would give you is I was hoping that you would focus on the story about yourself. When you started the speech, you said that your mother did not expect that you would continue doing yoga for a very long time. Now, why was this so? What was the backstory behind it? And then once you got into yoga, how did that transform yourself that you have been continuing doing this for so many years now? I would have loved to hear that story. You throw a little bit of light on the four things about yoga, like compassion, friendship, karma, etc. So, how did those things actually influence you? So maybe instead of that small story you told us about some other person who got transformed because of yoga, how did you experience that transformation because of yoga? How did yoga become your way of life? That was something I thought you could have elaborated on. A second thing you could maybe try a little bit more is modulation of your voice. Play a little more with your voice, show some excitement when somebody answers your question. When you spoke about the 4 components of yoga, highlight them, raise your voice a little bit more when you do that. And that, I think, will give you that extra effect on the speech. To summarize, I loved the way you interacted with the audience. You are extremely comfortable speaking to an audience. Maybe just focus a little bit on building up a story and giving that one message. Just focus on one story and one message. And I think that will take your speech to the next level. But I enjoyed listening to you. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sandhya, for such an encouraging feedback. Now, let me call upon the next evaluator of the day. When you ask about our next Toastmaster, she called herself the most boring and the lazy person in the Toastmaster Club. But ironically, by the profession, she's the most engaging person in her corporate life. She's a HR buddy of our club who is passionate about reading and writing. Let's call upon stage our second evaluator, Toastmaster Rashmi. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nidhi. So thanks, Toastmaster Amruta, for sharing your journey so honestly with us. It was very insightful. In terms of content, I really liked how you established your credibility on the subject and enjoyed how your speech was interspersed with various stories. It kept it interesting and engaging. As it is said, everything works better in moderation. So the use of Sanskrit and Hindi, I felt, was good and impactful, but it also disturbed the flow at times. In terms of your delivery, your gestures and voice modulation were outstanding. You sounded sad while narrating a trying experience and vice versa. I felt that you could have been little louder at places to ensure better clarity for audience. At times, I could not catch some of the words that you were speaking. Overall, I really found your speech really insightful and with good content and delivery. You could work little on balancing the use of multiple languages, keeping audience in mind, and also your throw. And I sincerely hope that you find my feedback useful and next would work on some of the areas that I have shared. I personally, I definitely am somebody who has been thinking about pursuing yoga along with some of the other things, but your speech has definitely given me that push, and I hope I would stop procrastinating and also start practicing, in terms of yoga. So otherwise, I really found that your speech was wonderful and the content, the credibility, and in terms of your call to action was very, very inspiring for me. And like I said, that in terms of your content, and I think when you're writing the speech, if you think about the audience and then write, some of it will be useful. And when it comes to your delivery, it was too good, as per me. But what could have been better is the throw of your speech and also the pitch. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. Now, let me call upon a third evaluator. He likes to think that he's a good badminton player, but often fails to win. He has some great quality and ability that he can whistle without moving his lips, but he regrets not using this skill enough in our college classrooms. Let's call on stage Toastmaster Ruchir.
Hello, guys. So should I start? Does my time start now?
Yeah, good to go.
Okay, great. So it was a very interesting topic about yoga. It's something that I could relate to very well because I myself am a yoga practitioner. I learned it in university as a credit course. Overall, the speech was quite well structured. It had a great opening, and the speaker used questions to engage with the audience, which I don't see very often in Toastmaster speeches. And she then continued with a few other follow-up questions as well. The speaker was also able to connect to the audience very well because she shared her personal story, how she got started. She used humor a bit, explaining her circumstances. She then also further went on with mentioning her learnings from yoga, and those 4 learnings were like quite crisp and quite meaningful, and I could totally relate to that as well. In the next part of the speech, the speaker continued to make further connect with the audience and made it like further stronger by sharing the story of Nima. And she then made an emotional appeal to us, which was like quite strong, that we should not wait for something bad for us to happen before starting into yoga. And then she used this point as a segue to to get her to get us practice Omkar sadhana, which was like a very good point. I mean, it was like, so it almost like flew very nicely that she told about a issue which someone faced, and she told that how yoga was helping her, and then she used that as a segue to introduce us and give us a glimpse of what that part of yoga is. So very well planned speech overall. And then the speaker also ended with a slok from Gita, which was very meaningful again, that we can use yoga to get rid of sorrows. So overall, it was like a very well structured speech. And the speaker also used hand gestures and had good facial expressions throughout the speech. There were like few improvement areas that I could suggest. So whenever these speeches happen, right? So if you're planning to engage the audience, like prompting them to do Omkar Sadhana midway, a bit of heads up would be nice, because I was like quite taken aback and I was not ready and I couldn't do it. And then there were like few words which were not pronounced very correctly. For example, it should be paralytic, not paralytic. So the pronunciation which I heard was like slightly incorrect. Apart from that, very well done, Amruta. I really enjoyed listening to your speech. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Ruchir. Now I would like to call our 4th evaluator of the day. He works in the oil and the gas industries, but also very active in sport. He's a very passionate badminton player and aspires to be expert in a trading field. Let us call upon Toastmaster Mahesh.
Yeah, thank you very much. And very good evening, all of you. So first, let me congratulate the speaker for giving such an informative and useful speech on yoga. I am also a big follower of yoga and I know the benefits and I can vouch for it. So practice and preach, the message was quite clear. You practice yoga, you preach yoga and get the benefits. And I can certainly vouch for that. So I request each and all of you to practice yoga as much as possible and have discipline in preaching the yoga. So this will certainly inspire a lot of people to perspire, because it needs a lot of dedication. So it has inspired us to perspire, to preach and practice yoga. So some of the positives from this speech, there are many positives, but I will highlight few of them. The language was quite lucid and clear. It used a simple language, simple words, which can be easily understood by one and all. So it was quite lucid. And gestures were really very well controlled. It was not excess, it was not limited. It was quite controlled gestures were there during the speech. And the speaker was quite comfortable in delivering the speech. So she was quite enjoying the speech, and she was quite interacting with the audience. She was asking questions to the audience, where the soul resides, who is practicing yoga. So different questions were being asked, and it was keeping the audience engaged in the speech. The speech would have been more impactful if you could have added few examples, because everybody knows, suppose somebody says yoga, then immediately the person whose name comes in your mind is none other than Narendra Modi, our Honorable Prime Minister, because he is a big follower and preacher of yoga. And what are the benefits of yoga? Nobody is a live example better than our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So if you get noted the example of Narendra Modi, that how he preaches yoga, how he follows yoga, how much he is disciplined and dedicated. We are celebrating Yoga Day because of him. So these type of examples would have been more impactful if it had been used in this case. And second thing, witnessed little bit of fine tuning and finishing touches is the vocal variety. Means slightly you could have used more vocal variety in this speech, then it would have been very impactful speech. So overall, I enjoyed the speech. It was quite knowledgeable, and I wish you all the best and hope you develop more yoga preachers in India, in the world, to make this world a better and healthy place to live. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahesh. So our final evaluator for the day, she's ophthalmologist by the profession. It was as tough as this to pronounce and remember, but if you couldn't find her in the hospital, you will eventually find her in the plunge in some cinematic tales and a TV series. I would like to call the fifth evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Suniva. Over to you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Well, today I have the opportunity to evaluate Toastmaster Amruta's speech on yogas as a way of life. So, starting with the topic, it was a really interesting one, and she gave a captivating opening, which engaged all of us, and she had a really good content of the speech. All over the content, it was very structured from the introduction to the body, the conclusion. She used quotes from gurus and Lord Krishna, which was a really good thing in her speech. Also, she added rhetorical questions, and she had a lot of thought-provoking the write-up was good, and she had a good humor in speech too. She used anecdotes from her life and also experiences from what others had experienced, how yoga can make their life beautiful. So that was a really good thing. Her content, her speech was really nice. The vocal delivery was good. The voice modulation was good, which was even collaborating with the speech, the hand gestures, and also she displayed confidence, a good sense of comfort in her speech. So that was very much reflecting of also I would think that also there is also improvement in how to improve yourself and in communicating. So I think she should work more on her eye contact and keeping the audience more engaged, and also work on her sound quality, and be prepared beforehand about how to do the light, sound, the audio system, and also work on the time management, which is very important. That's it. Thank you so much. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suniva, and thank you for all the 5 evaluators for giving such a constructive feedback. Meanwhile, let me continue with the story. What happened in that festival where Sai found a place with the colorful paints and empty papers? He felt like painting. A friendly person, which is another Toastmaster, the Toastmaster Sandhya met her and told him to become creative without worrying about being a perfect. While painting, Sai felt free and happy like a child. The brush let him express the feelings he had kept inside from years. The festival helped him rediscover the joy, and he enjoyed it every moment like a child exploring a new world. When the sun sets, Sai sat by a fire with all those old friends. They shared the stories about finding happiness like they did when they were kids. Under the stars, Sai understood that being of childlike wasn't avoiding a grown-up life, but adding the joy and creativity he always had. Leaving the festival, Sai had a jar of fairy dust as a reminder of magic. He promised to let playfulness and imagination guide him throughout the life and always remembering the wonderful childhood joy festival in Jamshedpur. Like Sai, let's embrace and the enchanting moments, ride the carousel of happiness, and paint the canvas of life with the vibrant colors of innermost self. The festival teaches us that connecting within our inner child is not an escape from the reality, but it's an integration of the genuine joy that has always been a part of us. Here's to a cherishing and nurturing the inner magic which allowing us to guide through the tapestry of the life. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Sai.
Wait a second. Unmute myself. Yes. Thank you very much. And before I do anything else, let me quickly ask the timer how our target speaker did on time.
So our target speaker, Toastmaster Amruta, took 7 minutes and 24 seconds.
Okay, great. So 7 minutes, 24 seconds means that Amruta was within time and none of the evaluators, it didn't affect any of the evaluators to know that she did within time. So when it comes to an evaluation contest, if the speaker goes ahead beyond the allotted time, then if the target speaker goes beyond the allotted time, then the evaluators can use that as a point to tell to the target speaker that please manage your time better, or you could have changed your content a little bit so that you could finish within time. So those things become valuable insights for the evaluators to give back to the target speaker, the amount of time they took to finish their speech. So Nidhi, next time, please make sure, if you're doing this another time, please make sure to ask the target speaker's target time, completion time, so that the evaluators can use that while constructing the evaluation for their target speaker. All right, so now let me give feedback to all our evaluators and how they did while evaluating the target speaker. Let me start with Sandhya. What I really, really liked about Sandhya's evaluation was she had a very effective quote, which connected very tightly with the content of Toastmaster Amruta's speech. Her quote was, yoga is a journey of the self, for the self, and a few other things. And then she connected it back to what Toastmaster Amruta was speaking about, how yoga has impacted her own life. And it was a very effective use of a quote. Many times during evaluations, people end up using quotes which don't really tie back to the story that much. So if you're doing an evaluation, please make sure that if you find a quote which you think fits, please use that quote and make sure you connect the dots between the quote itself and the story that the target speaker has given to us, which Sandhya did really well. Congratulations on that. The other nice thing about Sandhya's evaluation was that she was extremely positive. And she was positive not in generic ways, but she's picked out specific things that she noticed about the target speaker, which she highlighted. My only recommendation there to Sandhya would be to shorten that time frame that she was saying positive things about the target speaker, because this is an evaluation contest and your analytical abilities are being tested. Please reduce the amount of time you spend on evaluating the good things that the target speaker did and focus more on recommendations. I'm going to say that to everyone. So all across the board, I noticed that most people started their recommendations in the last 1 minute of the evaluation. You have 3 minutes to do an evaluation. My recommendation would be to finish your good things, the things that the speaker did well, in the first minute, and start your recommendations before you see the green screen becoming visible to you. Make sure your recommendations are well before that, maybe 30 seconds before that. You should start your recommendation so that you have a little bit of time to actually cover a lot of ground and you can prove your analytical abilities to the judges. So Sandhya, that's one feedback for you. Please move your recommendations, make it shorter and start your recommendations earlier. Your recommendations themselves, one was on vocal variety, which is good. It is something that even a new Toastmaster can notice if the other speaker has been using vocal variety or not. But for an evaluation contest, focusing on the delivery is less effective than focusing on content. You did focus on content a little bit because you said why don't you ask the target speaker why she didn't tell more about her own story of what her mother felt and how her mother was thinking that Amruta will not be a consistent yoga practitioner, but she proved her wrong. But you have to realize what Amruta's speech was about. It was about telling people, just hinting to people or introducing yoga to people, and a very long-winded story about how yoga has helped her is not really, this is not the speech for that. The other suggestion of using anecdotes was good, but a long story about Amruta's life in yoga would have been a little bit boring for the audience. Just be mindful of that the purpose of Amruta's speech was to remind people that yoga exists and they need to start paying more attention to yoga. A story there, a deep story there, would not be an effective use of storytelling. So that recommendation was a little bit questionable in my mind. All right, moving on to, let me spotlight Rashmi, because I forgot to spotlight Sandhya. Let me spotlight Rashmi if she's there. Rashmi, are you there? I think Rashmi is not there anymore. Never mind. Rashmi's evaluation started off with a bang. I really thought that her evaluation was didn't sound like she was doing it for the first time. She did a very good job with her evaluation overall, but she finished very quickly. I think she probably is among the people who finished the earliest. I would even guess that she finished within, I would say, a minute and a half, which is makes it so that she's disqualified from the contest. So Rashmi, if you have content to share, please go ahead and share it. And I know you have content to share because you said that this speech was the kind of speech that you would connect very well with, because you yourself are a yoga practitioner. You have a connection to the story. Use that while formulating your evaluation. But don't make it all about you, because you are there to evaluate the target speaker. You're there to give feedback to the target speaker. And if you make the speech about you and how much yoga has benefited you, and it becomes like a you and your relationship to yoga, it doesn't really help our target speaker. So what Sandhya did was, she's heard something about yoga and she used it in her speech. You can do something similar, that you have a story that you have in your life about yoga and how much you practice it, how much you learn from it. Maybe use that and use some terminology or some inside scoop on yoga to couch your evaluation in such a way that it makes it sound like an inside conversation between friends. That's one tip for you. The second thing is, please don't apologize when you're doing an evaluation. You don't have to say, sorry, this is my first time I'm doing it. I hope my evaluation is valuable to you. Those things are not relevant. To put it very bluntly, nobody cares. I mean, it's an evaluation contest. You're there. Everybody's there only for the purpose of evaluating each other. And when you start talking about when you start apologizing and trying to explain yourself and ask for basically forgiveness, that's how I see it. It doesn't really help anybody. So just go ahead, do the evaluation and move off. Stick to the purpose, which is to do an evaluation. Don't apologize. There was not much. I'm staying with Rashmi for now. There was not enough focus on content. It was again mostly on the delivery of the speech. Please do focus on content. How would you've done yoga, you do yoga, you've seen the benefits of yoga. How would you have given Amruta's speech? Would you have done anything differently? Would you have maybe worn different clothes? Amruta, you could give feedback like maybe you could wear use some you could have a yoga mat displayed in the background somewhere so that people know that they talk about yoga, something like that. Because as a yoga practitioner, you have greater insight than anybody else in the room about what Amruta could have done to make that story pop. And that's something that you could focus on in your evaluation. You're lucky in this case that the story that was delivered was familiar to you, but you didn't use it to the fullest extent. And I would recommend that you try that a little harder. Moving on to Ruchir, who I know is here. So Ruchir, can you turn on your video? There he is. Let me spotlight with me. Hello, Ruchir. Don't ask for permission. It's not your problem that the timer is not ready or the target speaker is not ready. Don't ask for permission to start. Just go ahead, start. If your audio video check has been done, just go ahead and start. The timer will catch up. The rest of the audience will catch up. This moment is yours. It's not anybody else's. Don't waste your time asking for permission. Your delivery of the evaluation was highly, highly impersonal. And that is one area where you're going to get dinged in a contest. You refer to Amruta as the speaker. You multiple times did not refer to her by name. Make it personal. This is between friends. Toastmasters, peer-to-peer learning. If you make it extremely professional sounding, like the speaker and the target speaker and those kind of things, it doesn't really go over well when it comes to being judged. And Amruta herself will tune you out. If you keep referring to her as the speaker, she's going to forget about who you're talking. She's going to be like, "Who's the speaker? I don't know who this is." And like,
well, I thought that is the right way of doing it, but yeah, okay. I did it intentionally because I thought that that's the right way of doing it. But anyways, that's fine.
You have to realize the purpose of an evaluation is to A, make the other person feel that you've heard their speech, and B, give them areas of growth. When you depersonalize it and make it extremely, keep that, you don't use names and stuff, it really doesn't connect with the person receiving the feedback, so they'll tune you out. So just be mindful of that. You focused on the content and flow of Amruta's speech very well. I appreciated that about your evaluation. So good job on having the presence of mind to actually listen to the speech and also observe how well it's been structured and how well the flow has gone. But your own delivery was a little bit suspect because you used a lot of crutch words. Oh my goodness, it was like throughout the speech, like quite crazy, like it was insane. So you have to be a little more careful about using crutch words, crutch sounds. Do not use like so much. Formulate your thoughts. You have 5 minutes in the breakout room. Sorry, you have 5 minutes to prepare your evaluation. And then you have some time in the breakout room where technically you're not supposed to look at your evaluation and you're supposed to just be there and in your own head, practice your speech. Use that to actually speak clearly and make sure that you're understood by the other person. I was finding it hard to get what you're saying. There are too many of these crutch sounds and crutch words. Please be a little bit careful about that. The recommendations, I did not see too many from you, though I'm pretty sure I didn't see any recommendations from you. And I think that's where a good evaluator, a person who's analyzed a speech, would stand out, is in the recommendations they make.
There were actually 2 recommendations from me. So one is that, she should have like given a heads up about, yeah.
Right. I did make note of that.
And then I think there was this pronunciation mistake which she did about a particular word. Yeah.
Know that. Be kind when you're doing an evaluation. Pronunciations are an opinion. Though it might be the majority opinion, it's still an opinion. Being kind does not hurt you when you're doing an evaluation. So do not point out mistakes like you said it differently than the rest of the world and hence you need to fix it. If you understood what she was saying, and I'm not talking about Amruta only, I'm talking about all evaluations. If you understand what the target speaker is saying, please just accept it and don't focus on things which are perpendicular to the message. The message is what you should be receiving, not the delivery. If the message is loud and clear, forget about the delivery, forget about the overuse of maybe certain language, which I think one of the evaluators said that I think Rashmi was saying that you spoke too much in Sanskrit and Hindi. It's just the way the target speaker chose to deliver her speech. There is no right or wrong way in how much of a balance you should have between Sanskrit, Hindi, or the pronunciation need to be spot on. Those things are not appropriate for an evaluation contest. You can say this in a side note personally to Rashmi, not to Rashmi, sorry, to Amruta or to the target speaker, but please be kind. That's what I'm trying to say. If you can be kind to the target speaker, do it. If you really have to be brutal, then do it in a private setting. Do it on a side note. It's just something I would not recommend doing in a public forum. It's just not right. Other than that, I like the focus on the flow and content. It showed presence of mind. Congratulations, you have a future in evaluations, I guess. You already have the presence of mind to pick up these things, so that's good. All right, thank you so much, Richard. I'm going to drop you from Spotlight for 2 seconds and bring up Mahesh. Where is Mahesh? Is he still there? Yes, he is. Thank you, Mahesh. You had a very optimistic and positive and supportive start to your evaluation, except that you too have a way of hedging what you're saying. For example, you said, oh, that speech was quite good and quite lucid and a few other times when you said quite. If you're giving praise, just give praise. Don't hedge it with, oh, it is quite good, it is all right. It is, when you say quite something, quite good, quite fast, quite slow, quite heavy, quite light, quite spicy, quite not spicy, you're always saying that you were there but not fully there. And when you're giving feedback, either you say good or bad, never in between. Okay. And I would ask you to consider that as one of the key places where your evaluation of the target speaker could have improved. If you liked her speech, if you liked the lucidity of her words, say it. Don't hedge it. Don't balance it out with quiet and all those other things. And you did make mistakes. So when you're giving, okay, let's put it like this. There is 3 minutes that you have for evaluation. The first minute is about positive stuff. And when you're saying positive stuff, just go all out and say as many positive things in as many different ways as possible. If you're a yoga practitioner yourself and you've enjoyed yoga and you saw something in the target speaker's speech which connected with you, bring it out, say it, and say it without any reservations, without any boundaries on how much you liked it. Okay. And if there are places where you feel that there needs to be growth, hold it for the second and third minute. And when that happens, be very clear on what you're asking the target speaker to do. You had place in your evaluation, you used funny and interesting anecdotes which show that you did do yoga yourself. You inspired us to perspire. So that was good presence of mind. Your recommendations on vocal variety and your request for examples. Your vocal variety is again on the delivery side. As an evaluation contestant, I would ask you to focus on the content. You did focus on the content by asking for examples, but was the name of a person important, or would it have been better to see examples of yoga helping different aspects, or medical studies which show that yoga does helps you control your heart rate and your hormonal levels or whatever? So the examples of names could have been an example, a request for examples of effect of yoga and effectiveness of yoga in managing health outcomes. So asking for something is great, but make sure you ask for the thing which adds value to the conversation that the target speaker wants us to have. She wants us to understand the importance of yoga. And if you go start telling us, oh yeah, Narendra Modi is a yoga practitioner, so is APJ Abdul Kalam, and so is whoever else, 5 or 6 names, it doesn't really make a difference to us, because at this moment, she's believing that as an audience, we don't care about yoga in general, right? She wants us to care about yoga. And the way to make us care about yoga is to make it personalized about us. How can it help us? Maybe it can help us control our heart rate, or help us improve our breathing, help us sleep better, help us manage our stress levels better, which she did with that exercise that she made us do. So be alert to the content and context of the speech, and ask for improvements in content based on that, so that it can add to the delivery and not derail from it. Okay.
Okay.
Basically my only. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I dropped you from the spotlight. Sorry about that. Suniva, can you turn on your video if possible? I see it. All right. You had a lot of positive things to say. You were so appreciative of the target speaker of Amruta. I think she must have been like, Suniva should have gone first, because you said things about the captivating introduction, the rhetorical questions, the confidence with which she spoke. But I think you focused too much on the positives, and a good evaluation needs to focus on the growth areas more. What could have been your recommendations of growth areas? You've heard my feedback to all the previous evaluators, and this recording will be shared with you. So take a look at what others have done, because that will help you give better feedback, not just to the target speaker or during a club meeting, but even in life. You'll be able to give better feedback if you are aware of what to focus on, what to look for growth. So just there's a bit of a learning curve for you, but I think you'll get there, because you're already there in the positive side. Just as the recommendations are a little harder. It's always a little harder. So just be aware of that. All right, now my feedback directly to the target speakers. Let me spotlight Amruta. Amruta, what did you think about your speech? Did you feel that you delivered a good speech?
I was comfortable, but yes, voice modulation was not there.
Okay.
I
And
felt that.
was there any feedback from the evaluators that you want to take back home?
Yes, obviously they told me about the voice modulation because that was a repetitive feedback for me. So definitely that. And that Mahesh told that you can use some name. So not so many names, but one name came to my mind is Ramdev Baba or Shilpa Shetty. So one of the name can be used in the speeches, and there are more there are more feedback in your evaluation for the evaluators. So you told me about the content itself. Content is important, and after that, the delivery came. So maybe I should work on that also. So that was my takeaway.
Right. Okay, here's my interpretation and my feedback to you. I believe your speech was more of an introduction to yoga. You were you assumed that the audience didn't really know much about yoga, and you were trying to tell them that yoga exists. Please consider yoga as your next go-to health option. In that case, surprising us with names, if you want to use names, surprising us with names of people we would not expect. Like Shilpa Shetty, for me, it was an unexpected name, but maybe other people know that Shilpa Shetty is a regular yoga practitioner. Things like, what are the kind of questions like an audience will ask you when the audience is not aware of yoga? Do I have to be physically fit to do yoga? Do I need to, if I'm chubby or if I'm not physically flexible today, how soon can I expect to gain that flexibility? Or will I hurt myself if I do those exercises that you're saying? Or will I hurt myself if I start doing yoga? Then if you told me of some person who looks like a person who would never think about yoga, but they're doing yoga as well, they're also among the list of people who do yoga on a regular basis. That makes it much more believable and relatable to me as an audience member to know that, say, someone like, I don't know, I mean, Narendra Modi, he's been talking about yoga for a while, so it would be no surprise to anyone to hear that he cares about yoga. But if it was something like, I don't know, I can't think of a good name, but let's say Alia Bhatt, she does yoga, or someone who's completely doesn't look fit and they still who is that really chubby? Adnan Sami. Adnan Sami is a chubby guy. So if he used to be a chubby guy at least. If he can do yoga, then so can you. So if you bring those people, unexpected names or names of people who are familiar to us, but not obvious names, then using names makes sense. And then the audience will be, oh yeah, if Adnan Sami can do it despite being a chubby person, or if if somebody who was recently pregnant, like if Alia Bhatt just had a baby, from what I understand, and if she was in recovery using yoga to recover faster, then that would be some insight that we'd find valuable. That, oh, a pregnant person, a recently pregnant person, or even a person who's recovering from an injury, like if Rishabh Pant does yoga to recover from his car crash, then you can say, if those guys can do it, we can also do it. So when you're constructing a speech of this nature, remember that if the audience genuinely doesn't know about yoga, then surprising us with names would be a good trick to play on us. So just think of those aspects. The content needs a little more commitment from you. Maybe you could start your speech with some transformation, like you have done yoga for the past 14 years. How were you on day one and how are you today? Maybe a question like that, like an opening like that would have, again, make sure it's a little bit of a radical difference. That in 2010, I was 19 years old and I was unable to do a plank for more than 30 seconds. But it's 2023, I'm 19 plus whatever, 14, so I guess 33 years old. I'm 33 years old now and I can do a plank for 5 minutes straight. And those kind of things show the impact of yoga and how much it has benefited you, and gets the audience to say, this person can do it with starting from zero. If she can reach this level of physical fitness through yoga, maybe I should listen to her. You didn't sell yourself enough. And I think that was one of the points that Sandhya also made, that you need to sell yourself because we are following you, right? We want to believe that yoga matters because you're telling us yoga matters. Then how are you going to do that? You're going to tell us that, okay, here's what I did, here's how it's helped me, and here's how it's going to help you. And that help me business has to be very, very, very strong and obvious to us. That I will believe you that you can do a plank for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes straight. And if you can do it, I can do it, and I want to do it with you. So that's the kind of impact that you need to have on in the beginning. I think one of the evaluators did tell you that when you have questions, heads up is okay, but if you have people in the audience, you can reach out to beforehand and tell them, listen, I'm going to ask this question, I'm going to ask you for a response. Please do respond. Don't leave me hanging. That'll show preparation, because the speech is a performance. And if you're not giving people, letting people have fun during your speech, you're hurting yourself. If you have asked an open-ended question and nobody's responding to you, it doesn't reflect on the audience, it reflects on you, that you didn't prepare ahead of time. So reach out to people, tell the TMOD herself that, listen, I'm going to ask a question. Here's my question I'm going to ask. Here are the two answers I want from you, either this or this. So all of it is actually fake. When you're on stage and you listen to all these people, I mean, obviously there are genuine questions also coming up, but if you really want to make an impact, get your questions in front of the audience beforehand with a couple of people. Make sure that nobody leaves you hanging, because that derails the speech completely. That comes from preparation. Please prepare ahead. Other than that, I think the energy was missing. It's a yoga speech. There has to be a lot more like, here's what I did. Look at my muscles, and some sort of excitement that you enjoyed it. It sounded like you're still trying to convince yourself that yoga matters. You are convinced. You've been doing 14 years. You're convinced, but it didn't jump out and grab us that you really care about yoga to that extent. So I would ask you to think about that. Other than that, I think we're very grateful that you were a target speaker for us. Thank you very much. And with that, let me quickly ask Jinal how our evaluators did on time. Jinal, can you please share that with us?
Yeah, so Toastmaster Sandhya took 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Toastmaster Rashmi took 1 minute 57 seconds. Toastmaster Ruchir took 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Toastmaster Mahesh took 2 minutes and 56 seconds. And Toastmaster Suniva took 2 minutes and 39 seconds.
So technically, the one person who was disqualified is the presiding officer. Sandhya, 3:35. Goes
by 5 seconds.
Yes, it goes beyond your allotted time. I noticed that you were struggling towards the end in your last 30 seconds. And as soon as you saw the red card come up, you were running through the remainder of your evaluation. Please manage your time differently. Please manage your time better. I think you can do it. Your evaluation is great. You just need a little bit of time, because you'll lose out otherwise. Rashmi, I don't know if you're back, but 1 minute and 57 seconds in an evaluation is too small. You have more than a minute and a half to go through. Please take that time to give feedback to our speakers. Same goes for Ruchir, Mahesh, and Suniva. 2 minutes and change you have a lot more time. Just find something to say. Do something, bring it to at least 3 minutes. So you have some runway to share more feedback. And focus on content before delivery, and focus on the larger goal of the speech, which is introduction of yoga to us, and structure your evaluation based on that. I think that's what would make a difference. Other than that, I think thank you everyone for participating in the mock evaluation contest, and back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for your constructive feedback. Now it's coming to the end of our session, and I would like to hand over the stage to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Sandhya, to address the vote of thanks. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nidhi. I think we're going to end this meeting at our usual time. So we were scheduled to end it at 7:45. And I'm glad that we still have some guests who are staying back. But before I speak to them, I want to talk to Toastmaster Amruta, our test speaker for the day. Toastmaster Amruta, you've spoken for 5 minutes. I again made you speak, but I'm also going to make you speak again. I just wanted to know, how was your experience? And another thing, I wanted to know, what were your speech objectives? Which project were you attempting?
Actually, this is my second speech on the same topic.
Okay.
Level 3, project 1. persuasive speaking. That was my project purpose earlier. And timing is 5 to 7 minutes only. So purpose is all about to awareness of yoga.
Okay, got it. And so I think that the objective in general was met. So how was your experience in, giving the speech at a mock evaluation contest and receiving so many evaluations?
Actually, that was my almost 10th time. I was the test speaker, so I'm used to it. And also I came to BKC Fireflies earlier also, so I am very much comfortable with you guys. And I earlier took up the evaluator role, TTM role in BKC Fireflies, so I was comfortable in your club. So I'm not new, and yeah, all the evaluators were good, including you also. Obviously, the feedback was very genuine, positive points, and the recommendations were really helpful for me to improve my speech. And the special all the feedback from Toastmaster Sai, that will be helpful for my evaluation as well when I will give my evaluation. So it was really nice experience. Over to you, Toastmaster Sandhya.
Very cool. Thank you very much for that feedback, Toastmaster Amrita. I would now like to speak with Toastmaster Kumar. Toastmaster Kumar, how did you like the meeting? I know it was not a regular meeting, but how did you like the contest, I should ask?
That's the best. I fully enjoyed the contest, and especially the evaluation by the general evaluator, which gave me a lot of points to think about. And I think it may have brought better prospect for me to be evaluated in future. I got a lot of points. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Toastmaster Kumar. We will absolutely love it if to have you back at our club and maybe attend a regular meeting as well. Thank you very
keep
much
informed.
for being here. Absolutely, we will do that. We have a group, WhatsApp group called Friends of BKC Fireflies, and we keep posting updates to members outside the club. So maybe if you could join that, it'll be you will get all the updates about our club.
How to join?
Sorry?
How to join?
We will send you a link to that. Maybe Toastmaster Sai, if you can help him on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Toastmaster Hina, are you still around?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Hina. How did you enjoy the contest? And where are the kids?
Kids couldn't stop at one place, especially they didn't got at what's happening, because they most of the time they attend the meeting. They also attended in-person meetings as well in Toastmasters.
Okay.
So they found it a little bit different. So maybe they said, oh, we are going. They left the meeting. But I was here. I was in the meeting. I heard many evaluations and the general evaluation. I also want to give one suggestion.
Yes,
That
please.
if you are going to change your commendation to recommendation, take a little pause. Pause can help you get that the thing is going to be changed. Like if you are going commendation, stop for a while, change your place as well. You can change your place, and then if you start going to give recommendation, that could be a better effect on others. Otherwise, I love the meeting, I love the evaluations. Very well, very well done, Sai. You did a wonderful evaluation of evaluation. Few days back, I was the judge in a contest. I had a ballot. There were 11 speakers in the contest.
one of the speakers spoke well, but as Sai said, at the beginning of her evaluation, she related and shared her own story. For 45 seconds, she spoke about herself. It was relevant to the speech. However, it was wonderful, but I kept her in a third position. Then I checked another one and compared it according to the ballot and gave her fourth position. So it is good to focus on evaluation on the speech of the speaker instead of yours. It was a best recommendation Sai you gave. Great. Overall, the
Thank
meeting was
you.
well.
Thank you very much, Hina, for that feedback. I think all of us here will have learned from that. Very useful recommendations. Thank you very much. I also see Bhuvi, who is joined us here. Hi, Bhuvi.
Hi, hi, Sandhya.
Hi. Hi. You joined a little bit late. So what I'm going
Yes.
to quickly ask you is, what did you do on Children's Day?
Uh,
Or tell us one memory about Children's Day that you have. Take this as a table topic quickly in 1 minute.
okay. I'll go with um. hmm. So basically, my favorite memories from Children's Day are my school day memories. So I did my schooling from Delhi Public School, Arkipuram, and on Children's Day, we used to have a ritual wherein we were allowed to basically wear casual clothes and not the school uniform. And then the entire school used to have a fete where there were a lot of stalls, and then there would be a DJ. And right from class 9 to class 12, every Children's Day was ridden with anxiety before the day, because you know you're a teenager and you have to look cool, so you'd go shopping and then pick up interesting clothes. And of course, the day of Children's Day was super fun because it was all fun and games in a school environment, in classroom with casuals and cool food and fun things to do. So I have very, very fond memories of Children's Day at school. And I always remember it fondly. And even as I'm speaking, I can think of this one outfit. So you have to remember, I was 14 at that time, and you know, what you wore was so important. Uh, and how I went crazy, I think a week before, trying to figure out the perfect outfit to wear for the day. And the day then I came to school, uh, I just stepped out and I realized that there was another person who was wearing the same new T-shirt that I had picked up, I think from some Benetton or something, and I was absolutely horrified. But yeah, that's the way it is. But despite the same T-shirt that was worn by another classmate of mine, it was still fun. So yeah.
Thanks very much, Bhuvi, for sharing that story. Lovely story about Children's Day. And on that note, I think no, before we finish, I want to share some good news that has just come up. Our club has won the Bull's Eye Award. We've got a silver medal for that. The Bullseye Award is basically given to clubs for based on the number of new members that have been added during a certain period. So, thanks to the efforts of our Vice President membership, Toastmaster Cyril Paul, BKC Five Flies is among the few clubs that have won the Bullseye Award. So, let us all congratulate ourselves. All the new members here have contributed to that. Our VP membership, like I said, has contributed to that. So thank you, everyone. And let's hope that the club keeps growing with more new members, and we keep learning from each other. On that note, thank you everyone for joining this meeting. All the best to those who will be contesting on this Sunday. Toastmaster Kumar, Toastmaster Hina, Amrita, Jinal, if you can make it and you want to watch the actual contest, please do come. Sunday, 10:30 a.m., 19th November.
is when the evaluation contest of BKC Fireflies will be held. So I hope
What time?
10:30 a.m. 10:30 Indian time. 10:30 a.m. Indian time this Sunday.
That's
10:30 Indian AM.
1 p.m. 1 p.m. Malaysia time.
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So let's hope to see you all there. And on that note, I call this meeting closed. Those who would like to stay